Hi there guys, Megan Ryan, JC Ryan, James Crop, and today I've got another video on affirmations. I want to teach you guys how to say affirmations in a better way so that you can better receive them with your subconscious mind, thus allowing you to get a better result out of whatever affirmation you're using. Before I go into that, I want to mention something that's going to be happening the beginning of May the 3rd to May the 6th. I'll be in Amsterdam. And I'll be undergoing a psilocybin retreat. Now, psilocybin is pronounced with a P. I'm saying it like it starts with an S. Psilocybin, there we go, is a mushroom. It's a psychedelic. And I've been lucky enough to be invited to a retreat. And I said to them, hey, can I bring my subscribers with me? They said, yeah. And then I said, hey, can I discount the price for them? And they said, okay. So I managed to knock it down to, I think it's €1,000. I'm not sure what that is in dollars, but if you're interested in joining me to that retreat, then I'll leave a link in the description below and you can sign up and I'll meet you there. Back to my handy notepad. So let's go into today's video. All of today's affirmations were taken from the website developgoodhabits.com. And what I did was I wrote down 15 of them pulled from that website and I changed them just a little bit, just to make them a little bit more receptive to our subconscious minds. So the first one is, I am love, I am purpose. Now, that to me sounds like two affirmations, and yet they classed it as one affirmation on their site. I changed it to, I actually broke it up into two affirmations. The first one being, I recognize what feels good within myself. And then the second one being, my day begins with purpose. I'm being distracted by kids across the road looking through the window. So I am love. I am love. Sometimes we can't quite wholeheartedly say that because we know that we hold some form of darkness within us. But love can be interpreted in many other ways. For example, if you care for yourself, is that not a form of love? It's a little different. It feels a little different, but it's stemming from love. If you're honest all the time to people, you're doing it for their sake because you care, right? Or because you love yourself enough to want to feel good in that moment, so you honestly tell them. You don't want to burden them with a lie. That's coming from genuine care. Caring is a form of love. And so when you notice these qualities within yourself, you'll be able to recognize forms of love within you that actually resonate to some degree. Therefore, you'll be able to say this affirmation to affirm these good qualities about yourself on a daily basis, moment by moment, and not experience any resistance to the affirmation. The second, wait, real quick. So that was me changing the I am love to I recognize what feels good within myself. These emotions do feel good. When you know that you're an honest person, you feel great, right? When you know that you're doing the best that you can, that feels great, right? And it's the same with any other emotions. They feel good when you execute them. Now, my day begins with a purpose. A lot of people like to blow out that idea of purpose, right? Like, if they don't have their life purpose, then their day doesn't begin with purpose. They like to really over-exaggerate that actual affirmation or even that word itself, purpose. Without purpose, I have no drive. That's not technically true. You don't need to know where you're going in order to have a sense of drive. This morning, for example, I woke up, had a bath. I had some kind of drive. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten up out of bed. I also ate some nuts. That's some form of drive. Yeah, it might seem insignificant. Insignificant. It might seem yeah, those senses of purpose might seem insignificant, but the reality is that you wake up every morning with purpose. You wake up every morning with the drive to do something. And so when you're able to isolate specifically what you do, be that making your bed in the morning, or making a cup of tea, or getting your kids ready for school, you're affirming to yourself that, yeah, you are a purpose-driven being. And so when you know that internally, that will open your mind up to so many other things that you can now see yourself doing because you understand one specific fact about yourself, and that is that you are actually driven despite the fact that you don't know what your life purpose is. You still, I still, we all still have some form of drive, a sensibility that we bestow upon ourselves. So yeah, let's move on to my next affirmation. Oh, their next affirmation. I want to do this a little quicker. I believe I can lose weight. I know I can lose weight. When you know you can do something, it feels much more comfortable saying affirmations that pull from your past. I know I can lose weight because I've done it before. Or I know I can lose weight because I've done the studying, the homework, and I've seen what works within other people's lives. So I know intellectually that I can lose weight. And so if you don't have any form of memory to pull from in regard to you actually physically dropping the pounds, as long as you've got some kind of experience of you learning about the body, anatomy, exercise, and so forth, then you can pull from that and use it within this affirmation. If you don't have that, then don't worry about it. What we do here is we change the affirmations to suit us, and we can keep changing affirmations until eventually we get the desired result. If you want to lose weight, but you don't have the experience and you don't have the knowledge, then you're going to have to start learning how to lose weight. That's not hard. You just go online, read some books. And if you're like, oh, I can't do that, then you're going to have to build another affirmation to kind of catch yourself, to support the original affirmation that you wanted to say to yourself, which is, I believe I can lose weight, which I changed to, I know I can lose weight, which is how we got here. And that is that I know and I understand the fact that I have the ability to learn. You have the ability to learn. You can't deny that, right? You've learned something within your life. And so you end up fashioning the affirmations to suit you, no matter where you're at, so that you can get the desired result out of the most popular affirmations out there. That's very important. Number 3, there is no need for rich and sugary foods. I put things have been too sweet. When you're consciously eating sweet and rich foods, savory foods, it becomes very overwhelming. And so I know this because I've had experiences like this that I can pull from, which will stop me from eating sugary foods. You might not have experiences like that. So instead, rather than using the one that I actually put down, that I know, you can change it to, I'm going to be a little bit more aware next time that I eat sweet, sugary, and savory foods. That way, you'll end up gaining the benefits of that affirmation. Number 4, my body is a temple. I will keep my body clean. That's what they wrote on their website. I changed it to, I own my body and I keep what I own clean. A lot of the time we put more value, we place more value on the things that we own, and we forget the fact that we actually own our body too. We're occupying the body, it's ours. It's an object, technically. And so when you look at your body like an object, you're much more susceptible. You're much more inclined and influenced into wanting to keep it clean. The same way that you keep your car clean, your phone clean, your clothes clean, your bed clean, your curtains clean, your windows clean, your bath clean, your toilet clean. And so that's just one way at which I changed that affirmation. Number 5, I believe in my skills and abilities. That might not be true for you. And so I changed it to, I'm competent in my abilities. Competence is different. Competence, for those of you out there who might not know what that word means yet, I only figured that out about 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm 25 now. Competence is basically when you've done something so many times that you're very comfortable in knowing, very confident in knowing that you can do it again. Because of the fact that you've done it hundreds of thousands of times, you're competent without a shadow of a doubt that you can play that piece of music again, that you can say that specific phrase again, when you're learning another language, stuff like that. I am a winner. I changed to, I know how to win. I am a winner makes me think about everyone out there that I have to compete with, that makes me feel like I can't quite stack up to those people. It makes me compare myself to people. And I'm sure others are like this too. But when I put, I know how to win, I know how to win. I know what works, which is another way of saying it. I know what works, right? If you can't say I know how to win. And so that makes me feel like a winner, It's like having that content makes me feel like I'm capable of achieving things, which literally in turn makes me feel like a winner. So that's that one. Number 7, I'm fearless. I know there are times in my life where I have not been fearless. But I changed it to, I'm okay with fear, because during those moments within my life, I knew how to deal with my fear state. Whenever you force someone into a situation, they have to accept it after a while. If I threw you under a cold shower and I forced you under there, you would have to deal with that cold shower. You would have to start finding ways, psychologically, to deal with that amount of coldness hitting your head, and shaking and just freaking out. You'd have to figure out a way to deal with that, and that's possible, but only when you're in that circumstance, and it's the same for fear. If you're scared out of your wits' end for long enough of a period of time, you'll be able to sit there and actually start psychologically thinking yourself into a more calm state. I'm very competent in that, very much so. Number 8, I choose what I become. That's not always true because everyone gets influenced every now and then by other people. So other people have a hand in who they become, their influences. So I changed it to, I have a hand in who I become, because in that same respect, we have a hand in how we respond to the people who are influencing us. And so we are partially to blame for who we are today and who we're going to become and who we've been with in the past. But when I say I have a hand in who I become, that makes it feel like I have a choice, because you do have a choice during those moments where you're being influenced. And so when you remind yourself of that by affirming to yourself that affirmation, I have a hand in who I become, you will inevitably end up triggering that state of awareness during those times where you could possibly be influenced by somebody else. You'll be like, wait a second, I know this. I have a hand in this. I can say no. Number 9, I wink at a challenge. No, that's not the nature of a soul. People don't want a challenge because it's uncomfortable. We tend to move away from uncomfortability. I changed it too. I've been through worse. When you know that you've been through worse, that kind of changes the dynamic of your thought process when faced with a challenge. I've been through worse before. That's pretty much nothing. So that's literally not going to make me feel really, really uncomfortable because I've been there before. And so I'm going to be okay with that little minute amount of uncomfortability that comes with that little challenge, because what I did this morning, that freezing cold shower, was tough. Anything else is going to be easy. So I've been through worse is what I've changed that to. Number 10, I use my failures as stepping stones. I don't like that because that basically signifies to me that it's okay to fail. And if someone was to tell me that it's okay to fail, I know that I'm not going to put all of my all into winning. And so I'm going to deliberately fail on purpose to confirm their belief that it's okay to fail, and use those failures as stepping stones, kind of delude myself into thinking that if I fail so many times, then I'm going to actually do better in the future because I'm going to step on those failures. But I'm setting myself up for failure. So I'm basically hitting my head against a wall. It's not the same thing. If you strive for success and you fail and you gave it all your all, right? All of those failures, in reality, you're failing forward. You're washing out old things that didn't work and you're moving forward. I changed it to, no one's supposed to succeed the first time around. That makes no sense in regard to learning. And that's true. Can you imagine if I told you to speak German? To go to Germany and start speaking their fluent language as if your linguistic skills can stack up to theirs. And you know nothing about speaking German, hopefully, right? I mean, some of you out there are probably from Germany. Use my example for a different language. I wouldn't expect anyone to be able to accomplish that feat of verbalism if they've never actually learned how to speak German before. And so if you've ever learned anything before, when we're kids, we're learning, we don't mind failure. We don't even associate our screw-ups as failures. Even saying it as a screw-up isn't correct because it's not a screw-up. We have to cycle out mistakes in order to figure out what works. That's not a mistake, that's learning. That's how we realize that, okay, this, what we just said, gets this correct reaction, correct response out of that individual from Germany. So I must be doing it right. Because the last 5 times that I tried to say bathroom in German, I got some weird looks. Just changing it to that, getting more realistic with the fact that failure doesn't actually exist. Not really, there's only trying, and then trying again, and then trying again, and then trying again until eventually you get it right. We should probably come up with another word for failure. Probably the best that we can do at the moment is to change our perception on the word, because I don't think words are going to change anytime soon in our dictionary. Number 11, I have confidence in my skills. You might not have confidence in your skills, but it's always best to use the word competence. I changed it to, I competently move forward with my skills, That's self-explanatory. I've done it so many times before. I can competently move forward with playing the guitar on stage. Practice the crap out of this guitar. Singing, speaking, no matter what it is. And so, again, competence, very powerful. Number 12, happiness is within my grasp. I don't like that because it signifies the fact that happiness is right at the edge of your fingertips. I want it in my palm, I want it in me. It is in me. So I changed it to, I know how to be happy. It's in me. I know the knowledge of how to make myself happy. How to bathe. I'm big on bathing at the moment. Baths make me very happy. They're very cleansing for the soul. Sometimes if you know what you're doing, you can get more benefits out of bathing than you will out of ayahuasca. I know how to make myself happy. Music makes me happy. Specific songs make me happy. Specific teas make me happy. What makes you happy? Do you know what makes you happy? Can't say that you don't, right? I like saying that. I'm going to say that more often. I say it to myself. Whenever I'm affirming things to myself, there's a part of me that's in resistance. I say to myself, you can't say that I'm not right, right? And then a part of me is like, shit, he's right. I can't say that, So you know what makes you happy? I know how to be happy. It's so much better than happiness is within my grasp. Number 13, I'm confident in the presence of others. That might not be true, because if you're like me, if you're like the common person out there, the thought of being in front of a bunch of people might freak you out, because what if they judge you? What if they judge you on all of the things that you find displeasing about yourself? I changed it to, others have wanted to listen. You can change it to, others have wanted to listen to me. When I look back on my past and I realize the fact that people have wanted to listen to my stories, that makes me quite competent and confident in the reality of the fact that if they loved my stories, if they loved to hear my voice, if they loved my presence, then there only stands to reason that the majority of the public out there would also like to listen to me, would like to be around me, and would like to keep me company, That makes me want to step out on stage and make everyone my friend and tell them every little thing about me. That actually makes me want to make more YouTube videos too. I should probably use the affirmation more. If you've noticed recently, you've probably noticed the fact that more videos have been released on my YouTube channel. This is because I've been affirming to myself a whole bunch of affirmations and working with myself subconsciously to make videos every single day and even edit them. So this stuff works. Next one is, success will be my driving force. I don't like that. Will be makes it makes it seem like it's going to happen. I want success now, not tomorrow, not later, not next month or next year. I want it now. So what I changed it to was success is my driving force. Think about it. You successfully made a cup of tea this morning. That's success. You had a drive that morning, you did it, and you made a cup of tea. Might sound ignorant. I keep saying that word wrong. Insignificant. It might sound like that word, but it's not. You're successful. You got up and you got dressed. That was a driving force. You're successful. You got into your car this morning, even though it's something you didn't want to. You had a drive, you carried it out. Okay? No pun intended. You drove to work and you completed a successful work day. That's a heck of a lot of drive. You would have put more drive into the things that you don't want to do than you'll ever need to put into the things that will make you successful in life. You're fully capable of building up that momentum, that driving force to emote your actions into being successful because of where you've been within the past. So you're successful. So you're successful until proven otherwise. Okay, live with that thought process in mind, and you'll notice that your success will skyrocket even more because you won't be holding yourself back with these unrealistic phantasms of the mind, these ideas of the mind that you're not successful. A little bit of awareness and you'll be good. So yeah, I also changed it to success has been my driving force. So again, real quick, the one that was on the website was success will be my driving force. I changed it to success is my driving force. And then if you don't believe in that, then change it to success has been my driving force. Remember, always making an affirmation suit you depending on where you're at psychologically and within your life. Number 15, last but I'm pretty sure no means the least. You like these videos? I'm going to start doing more of these videos. Okay, this is the third one. I've actually got a script for another video on successful affirmations that have been transformed, changed. There are 5 on that script of sorts so far. I need to fluff it out a little bit more. Number 15, I dare to be different. I don't like that because again, it feels like I'm waiting. Now, there might be some people out there that can use that. If saying to yourself what you're going to do works for you, then fine. But if it doesn't, then you need to change these types of affirmations. So I changed it to I'm daring to be different. I'm daring to be different, again, pulls from my past. And it also reminds me of everything that I've done today that I know for a fact the majority of people within the public have not done. Ever. And so I'm daring to be different gives me a sense of identity. It gives me a sense of standing outness, which in this case is beneficial for my spiritual growth. Because if I was like everyone else, you wouldn't get these videos. I wouldn't be developing in these other ways which are different from the majority of the public. I think differently because I'm daring to think differently. If I didn't, this video would never exist. So I'm Ryan James Cropper. I am a spiritual life coach. So if you want to book sessions with me, you can do by going over to ryancropper.com. I've also got literal video courses on how to alter your consciousness in specific ways to attain a specific result out of your life, whether that be memory mastery or manifestation, or something that's a little bit more esoteric, such as astral projection. That can all be found over there. And if you want more videos like this, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to hit that bell notification in order to be notified of when I next post a video. Also, one more thing real quick. If you want a free course, then head on over to Ryan Cropper. It's the page, not the profile. My profile, I'm wearing a white t-shirt, okay? The page, it's me like this with a beard and a purple t-shirt. On that page, you'll find a post. Follow the instructions, and then next week, you might be one of the lucky winners. I'll give it away to 2 people who could possibly win the Astral Projection Mastery course for free. I gave it away to 3 people a couple of weeks ago now. It would have been exactly a week from now, actually. I'll speak to you pretty soon. Peace.